Welcome to Cyberpunk 2030 A Better Tomorrow。
5. Shh, quiet on the set.
I have always felt like there's some Stephen King that I enjoy, but a lot of it's very dated.
Yes.
Like really, really dated. So
Smut.
Last time on Cyberpunk.
I figured I'd open up with smut.
But
Oh my.
So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, we've gotten that out of our system.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the next game of Cyberpunk 2030. So have we decided who's doing notes?
Yes.
Okay. Before we do that, we need to roll for IP. So would somebody like to do that for the month? And do we have any birthdays? I don't think we do.
Davey, you can do it since you're the new one.
you want me to roll after rolling 2 the entire night last
Yes.
time? All right.
Because it's a new night.
New night, new rolls. What is it? 1D100?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Minus 100.
Oh.
1d10.
So just 1D. Okay, 1D10. No pluses, right? Just 1D10.
Correct. Just 1d10.
What did you do? A 2.
Yes.
All right. So you guys get 20. Good job.
Good job,
Use a
Davey.
reroll for that one.
You know
It's a
what?
reroll. I think it's a reroll.
Can I use my reroll?
Negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Oh, no! Dagnabbit.
We insisted. It's our fault.
Just spoke up faster.
So, who would like to give us a recap of last game?
I did the notes, so I'm doing the recap.
Okay. Keep in mind, you don't have to go play by play. We can kind of shorten this up a little bit. Just get to the major bullet points if you can.
Okay. We arrived waking up on the beach after being shipwrecked. Mary May is the only one with a memory of that shipwreck, which is no odder than anything else that's happened. Skulls is awakened by Mary May. He has an interesting conversation with our concierge. He learns about Enola's golden boy. The island is populated by real dinosaurs and various other edible monsters. Our entertainer for this session is Julius, who is a hater of humanity and will make every effort to kill us off. In other words, the situation has remained unchanged. A search of the beach recovers all our weapons, and Octavia sets about cleaning them up. We find a flare gun, which goes to Sam so she can use it in her scouting. While scouting, she comes across Vision. Vision is being chased by a not-so-small raptor. They get into an argument. She shoots the monster in the head at close range, ends up damaged. Sam and Vision limp back to the party. The party sets back out across the beach. We find the bunker. We get into the bunker. We breathe a sigh of relief, and that pretty much is where we ended.
Okay.
Nice.
And if I recall, the idea was the injured people were going to stay in the bunker, and the non-injured people were going to trek further inland.
That is correct.
All right.
Oh, I need to know how much I've healed.
It has
How many
been
days?
A day worth.
Yeah, because I think we were going to go look for supplies and medical supplies.
We were going to go look for medical supplies
Mhm.
and see if we came across anything that had motive power other than our feet.
And food.
Eh,
and ammo.
well, you know, we've got 6 rounds. What more do we need? We're all
good
ace
call.
shots, especially at close range. I mean, look at what Sam did with just one 40-millimeter round.
That's true. True.
Never mind that I'm half dead. More
Yeah.
than half dead.
Right.
And according to Family Guy, rock and roll can kill dinosaurs. Just saying, it's an option.
I will let you exercise it.
Okay.
I'm interested
So-
to see how that plays out.
So am I. I'll sit on the bunker and watch while he goes out into the jungle and practices his rock and roll moves and slays all the reptiles.
Yeah, it's like Jason Bateman from Dodgeball.
Anyhow, So, me and Octavia are going to, and Vision, I believe, was the other one. There were 3 of us. Are we leaving
No,
Vision?
Vision was injured. It was Stolas,
Yeah.
you, and me.
Oh, well, in that case, we will let our rock and roll killer lead the way, and we'll stay back 100 feet to see how well this works.
All right.
So which way are we going, Amore? North, south, east, west?
no.
Are we turning it up to 11?
Jerome, taking a look at the map, can I see if there's a path left through the overgrown island that shows the correct direction? Or are we going to have to wade into the real jungle?
From where you're at, if you circle back around, and like you're going back to the beach, you can get back on that road, but it's a long way around. According to the map, and you'll have to trek it through some brush. You could shave off a little bit of time by going due west. You'll encounter a road, and you can either cross over that and continue to trek through the the jungle and whatnot, or you can follow the road, which will again take you down south a little bit, but then it forks, and you'll be able to continue going further inland. So it's not quite the redirect as going back to the beach would be.
All right.
Obviously, the potentially faster method would be going the most direct route, but the one that's going to enable you to see the most is keeping to the roads.
Okay. So I've got my gun. It's got 6 rounds. What do you have, Octavia? Didn't you have the shotgun? Okay. And Stolas, I think, had the rifle?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Okay.
don't know how many rounds I have.
Should
I don't
be...
remember which rifle it was because it was someone else's piece of equipment.
Sam?
Yeah, how many rounds do we have for
I
our
think
weapons?
you had the sheet that said what we had, because you were spouting it out last time when this topic came up.
Mine says we had a 12 gauge and 10 rounds.
There you go. You have 10 rounds for the 12 gauge. Do you have anything on the rifle? And it'll just be whatever's in it. Rifle, a 4-round or a 6-round? Do you remember, Jerome?
It depends on what rifle we're talking about. If you're talking about
I
the
think
rifles that
that-
you got from the rest of the world, keep in mind most of that equipment was lost. It did not wash up on the beach. Only some of it did.
Okay.
I think it was
Did we
Mary
make it
May's
out with-
rifle.
But did we make it out with any of that corn liquor?
A bottle survived, yes.
Wow.
And Stolas cannot have it.
Okay.
No, I think it was Mary May's rifle.
Oh,
Was the
that's
only
right.
Rifle
That's the
was
only rifle that
recovered.
was left. That is correct.
So I don't know if it was a 4 or a 6.
That would have been a 6-shot. So there's only we'll say that it's fully loaded. The rounds had to be pulled out to dry and whatnot. So you've got 6 shots with it, and it's a
Okay.
22.
Okay.
Alrighty, there we go. And the shotgun is for like under 30 feet. If it's past 30 feet, don't bother. They didn't have much effectiveness past that in that age. The rifle would be for long range. Me and the shotgun will do it up close. The rifle, unless like you've got time to really aim and could get something like a head or an eye shot, let us handle the close range stuff. That way the rifle's safe for the long range. Okay. We'll take the not so short, not so long route that takes us to the other road and then back towards
Okay.
the parking lot. Does anyone besides me have anything close to stealth? I think we already had this discussion. I think I'm the only one that does.
I do not.
That's what I thought. Okay. So we're not going to worry too much about being stealthy because not all of us have it, and that kind of negates.
I have one.
Yeah, we're not going to worry about being stealthy, Jerome. We'll move slowly, but so we can pick up on it if we hear another predator coming our way, but nice slow pace that moves us down the road.
Sure. Okay. So are you going back to the beach and taking the long way around? You cutting
Not
through?
back to the beach. The other one that took us to the other road you talked about.
Okay. So basically mid-range. Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, and actually you don't have anything to cut your way through, so you're gonna have to push.
Yep.
So as you're going at this point, it's beginning part of the morning. You waited till dawn for everything to for light and whatnot. I mean, it's a jungle for all true intents of the word. It's muggy. There's mosquitoes around. It's just generally not comfortable. As soon as you set foot out within like the first 5 minutes, your backsides are swampy. It's no bueno. As you're not even too sure how far away you got from the bunker that you've left everybody out, but I mean, it's a good enough clip that you can't see it anymore. You actually approach what appears to be a fence. Now this fence has got like a really thick, solid base that comes up about 4 feet off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So almost like a small wall, and then it has these pillars that go up, every say 5 to 7 feet or so, maybe a little bit more. And it's got this kind of mesh wiring, and hung on the fence is a sign that is warning you of high voltage.
See, I told you, Michael Crichton.
Is any foliage growing up against the fence?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it would seem that the fence is not live at this point.
Keeping with typical science, yes.
Okay. I like the way that's phrased.
Got something to throw up against it besides Stolas?
It's a waste. We want to make sure he's a good runner. So we need to keep him for that moment in time when we need a good runner.
Y'all are going to shoot me in the leg and leave me behind, aren't you?
No. I want you to flap your arms
No.
like a chicken. And
Do you
run
think
in a
I would
circle.
leave you behind? Do
That'll
you really
continue.
think I would leave you behind? After all these years that we've known each other?
Well, given a chance between yourself and me, yes. We're dealing with dinosaurs.
Really? Okay.
It's all make believe. Anyhow, I'll find a branch somewhere that's close to where the fence is and just kind of push it up against the fence and see if anything happens.
No. There's still tension in the fence. Like
Mhm.
it's still, a serviceable fence. But no, it doesn't do anything, it doesn't like spark or
Okay.
heat up the branch or anything of that nature.
Okay. Yeah, we'll continue on our way.
You're going to have to, so are you going to go north or south and follow the fence? Because it is in the way. Or are you going
It
to
is in
climb
the
it?
way. No, I'm pretty sure I don't want to be on the other side of that fence at this point in time. That sounds like a really bad move.
Does the sign look like it's posted on both sides of the fence?
Let's see. Yes.
We'll go north.
Okay. So as you turn and start going north again, it's still jungle growth. At least you have kind of a landmark to go by now as you are
Mm-hmm.
walking the perimeter of the fence. You've walked for maybe an hour at this point, and the elevation starts to get steeper as you're coming up to one of the smaller mountains that's on this island.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the fence, goes along the side, and as you keep going, eventually you get to a point where the fencing is all snapped.
Yep. Knew that one was going to come up. How far do I figure we're from where we come across the road?
Good question. Why don't you give me intelligence and survival?
Intelligence and survival. Wilderness survival?
Yes.
Okay, I got 2 in that. Intelligence of 8. Let's go over here and go to CP rolls. No, Steve. R. So I got a total of 10. Sorry, the first roll is a 2. Add my 10 to it, and I've got a 12.
So 12 only?
Yep.
Okay. You aren't entirely sure where you're at in relation to the road or where it is that you wanted to be, or even where the bunker is, outside of the fact that the bunker is south of where you're at.
We haven't come across the road.
No.
Go about maybe another 30, 40 minutes. Got a feeling the fence has deterred us around the road. We'll see.
So you're going to continue going north?
We're going to continue going north along the fence. Yep.
Okay. So you continue at this point going north, and the fence is actually starting to take you in an eastern direction as it's curving around the mountain that's coming up. As you're a little bit elevated at this point, you actually have kind of a view of the shore, not far away. Or I would say it's a ways away, but elevation wise, you can see over the canopy of some of the jungle foliage that's on this particular part of the island. Everybody give me an intelligence and awareness notice check.
Okay, so 15.
Got 9,
21.
15.
What was the roll again, Jerome?
Intelligence and awareness notice.
Thank you.
19.
$19.
Okay. So at this point, you've gone another 40 or so minutes. You were going north. You're actually forced, since you're following the fence, to start going northeast a bit. When you look around and you look up on the mountain, and you can actually see part of a road.
What? How does the road traverse? East, west, north, south?
It's going. It's actually kind of on a north to south kind of arc. It meanders a little bit because, again, the island has a bit of a curvature to it.
Looking at the map and looking at the mountain, do I feel I'm closer to my destination or farther away?
Oh, you're much further away from it at this point.
That's what I was afraid of.
If you're looking at the map, though, again, the map is scrappy looking at best. It does look like this may be part of the road, but you're like way north of where you wanted to be.
So somehow in traveling north, we missed the road.
You may have been walking in parallel to it at one point in time. It could very well be on the other side of the fence.
Yeah. Is there... Okay, so we're going to have to backtrack. We'll stop and have a brief conversation. We're going to have to backtrack. We missed the road. Apparently he's on the other side of the fence.
Okay.
And we're going to have to cross the fence. Now we want to try crossing the fence here. Does the pardon me, I'm losing my voice apparently. Does it look like we could cross the fence here and make up for the lost time?
I mean, you've already tested the fence. If the fence is still holding true here and there's no electricity flowing through it, this is not like impervious. Like all you have to do is any kid could crawl up this thing. It's spaced well enough out. You know, it's like a mesh to that degree. It's just a matter of, do you feel comfortable climbing it? You know, it goes up as high as about like 10 or so feet off the ground.
Yeah, I understand that. I just was trying to determine if I can save time by going over the fence at this point and going directly towards the destination.
I mean, if you did that, I mean, since you're already off the mark anyways, that would at least put you onto the road earlier, so then you're not having to put forage through. So, I mean, you could recover lost time, but you're still obviously, off kilter as far as the destination was concerned.
Okay.
But if you crossed over and got on the road, obviously it's a lot easier to do that than it is to push through the jungle.
Okay. Anyone have any other ideas?
No, I think going over the fence, I think the sooner we get on the road, the safer I feel. Because us being out here in this brush, there's too much camouflage for whatever's out here.
Okay.
Stola starts climbing the fence.
Okay. So I'm going to say dexterity. It's actually going to be reflex and athletics. 5. Or do we have climb? No, we don't. That's it. Didn't think so.
Okay, so
Reflex and athletics.
So 11, 14.
12. Don't
16.
feel bad, Davey. I'm back to rolling 2s.
Okay, so Stolas and Octavia, you're not having a problem holding on and getting up there. Amore, you put like 1 foot in and slip through and like, you're not finding purchase with either your foot or your hand quite right, and you're like right still at the very base of it.
Can I go back down and help him?
Just keep going. I'll just take my time and slowly work my way up. It's not a big deal.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and
She
roll
will-
again?
She will stay up at the top. She won't go down yet until he's up on the top.
Oh, okay, sure.
17.
Okay, much better. So now at this point, and maybe it was because they were scaling it at the same time, so it was wobbly, and you didn't grab it well enough. So you start scaling it up, and you're starting to get up towards the top. Stolas, you've already dropped down. You're on the other side. Octavia, why don't you give me an intelligence and awareness notice check?
$19.
Okay. So from the top, as you are looking around at this point, you're elevated not only by the fence because you're at the top, but you're a little bit higher in elevation because you guys had that detour. in the distance, probably in the direction you wanted to go, you can make out what appears to be a man-made sign that kind of came up to like 2 stone pillars. But of course, there's a lot of trees around it, so it's hard to tell what it was saying.
Okay, when
But at
Amori
least it gives
gets
you a good
up,
bearing of where you might want to go.
yeah, when Amori gets up to the top, she will point it out to him.
Looks
I
at
think
it.
that I think that might be our point of destination.
He looks at it, looks at where the road is, and kind of gets a couple landmarks in his vision based on where we're at. Climbs back down and keeps on moving.
Yep,
Okay.
she'll follow him.
Okay. So you both, as you're coming down, you end up seeing some of the foliage not too far away start kind of moving to one side or the other, and you can hear something rather big coming through.
Okay, we'll get everyone and move them over by a relatively big tree and just kind
Yeah, I
of
was gonna
hunker down
Is
low.
there is there
don't
big
wanna
trees and
climb.
stuff they can hide behind?
There are big trees. It's not like you can just randomly hide behind them, per se. But I mean, there's cover, yeah, if you want to just try and dip down. Everybody give me a reflex and stealth check.
7.
Hmm.
Where is stealth?
Oh, okay.
Son of a gun. I am going to reroll. Be nice to me.
23.
Oh, there it is. Okay. $18.
Okay.
14.
Alrighty. So as you guys all or more as you start getting everybody pulled off to the side, Rocker Boy is just gone. Like he has become one with the jungle, and you just do not see him. He found some sort of cover, and he's pulling a Zoolander. Like he just became one with the jungle there for a bit.
I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yep. So as you guys kind of hunker down, there's some brush and like low hanging vines and smaller palm trees and whatnot, providing some cover in the jungle canopy that you guys are at. And as you see come walking through the forest, you actually see a Triceratops.
Oh,
And it's just kind of lumbering about, just
My favorite.
occasionally,
Oh, my favorite.
occasionally finding a plant that looks edible, and it
I
just
want to hug it.
tears off a tears off a piece and just starts to chew.
okay.
She's gonna go. Is that a dangerous one?
It's a vegetarian.
Okay,
So I mean,
that's-
it
that's
like
good.
turns. It can hear you talking at this point, and then it starts to move away, but keeping its eye towards you a bit,
Time to move on.
repositioning itself.
Yep.
It's kind of cute, in a way.
I'll bet we don't want to be near it when it poops, though.
You just had to ruin it, didn't you? Yeah. Where the hell did Stolas go?
I've been here the entire time.
The invisible man. I like it.
Yeah, just like all of a sudden a plant decides to talk, and then you turn and he's there.
We get going on our way. All this excitement's, got my little cyber heart pitter pattering.
Okay. It does not take long at all to find the road from where you're at. I mean, it's not more than maybe 30 feet off of the fence right there. And now, obviously, you don't want to continue going north, so you start heading back down south. You're able to make up, within another hour, you pretty much make up all the time that you lost.
Mhm.
And you come back down the road to where it forks, and it continues going south, or it will continue going in a more western direction. Now, in the island, because I mean, I shouldn't say it forks; it goes three ways. But there's a little island right there in the middle, and there's a sign. It's knocked over a little bit, and you can see that there's some scratches and whatnot on it. But at one point in time, the sign points up to a couple of directions to let people know where to go. You found the docks, so it's pointing south. South from here is where the docks are at. That's where you crashed, so that's a good indicator where you're at. North, it says, is the baryonyx. And then it points back south, and the sign pointing south says the Welcome Center, or not
That's what we
south,
wanted.
but west.
That's what we wanted to head for. So we'll move towards the Welcome Center.
Okay. So you start going back down along the road at this point. It's nice level grade, nowhere near as hard as before. Plant life is overgrown it a little bit, but still there is a very noticeable road. For the most part, any plant life that is kind of grown over it is kind of leaning over into the road, like trees and whatnot, providing additional shade. It's nothing super sketchy like, big brush suddenly in the middle of the road or anything of that nature. As you kind of follow it along, you can see that they have some old signs that talk about like what you can see here, and it's like, stay for a week, see, X dinosaur, walk with the brontosaurus, and blah 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 blah. I mean, it's very clear you guys are on the path that visitors would have come here, and it's the promotion signs. Even though the promotion signs are pretty weathered and beat up at this point, as you start to approach the turnoff to the Welcome Center, you can see that there is a car. It looks like it's probably one of the runners here. Maybe a two-person Jeep or something that has run into one of the trees a long time ago, so it's buckled in the front. The center itself looks like there was perhaps a lot of activity that's either happened here or came through here. There's that kind of a roundabout that comes in the way with a nice fountain that appears to still be working, but it's got overgrowth in it, so it's really almost like just an automatic feeder for plant life at this point. The building itself, says, Mesozoic Park on it. Some of the windows seem to be broken out. You can see the remains of like flyers spread out around the front door. It's got those big, you guys know what Jurassic Park looks like from the first movie. So very similar to that. It's got these nice grand double doors. One of them, sitting ajar at this point.
Okay.
All of you give me a I'm so used to White Wolf, my goodness. Give me an intelligence and awareness notice check.
$17.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, roll again. Let's see how bad you messed it up.
A total of 15, sir.
Woo-hoo!
7.
Nice. Okay.
It's a 7.
I know. I saw.
It's a walk-off.
So what did everybody get outside of Shelley?
15.
Okay.
I have a 22 total. I miscounted.
Okay, let me look up Shelley's. Failure. Ooh, you know what? I need to play that. Hold on a second. That's why I have these sounds.
You mean opportunity for growth?
Failure.
Failure. All right. Oh, that's not. Whoa, that was too fast. Sometimes I wish this book was designed a little bit better. Skill checks. Here we go. There is my botch table. Oh, wow. Okay. Do you even have that skill? I don't think you do. Let me take a look. This may be exceptionally bad, but in a non-physical way. Octavia.
I'm nervous now.
What is that skill under again?
All of a sudden, something comes out of the trees and snatches her up and eats her right in front of everybody.
I get her shotgun.
So you're calling shotgun is what you're doing?
Oh my.
That's awesome. They list there, so they list a skill that you have to make a roll for. They don't have. Gotta love this 80s editing in this thing.
House rule then.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so give me another intelligence check. And we will say you know what? We'll say education and general knowledge. So make your intelligence and education and general knowledge -2.
11.
Okay. So you can't help yourself at this point, Octavia. You're just kind of looking around, and that other dinosaurs you just saw was kind of cool and whatnot. And you're like looking around, and the first thing you blurt out is, oh, I wonder if they have any coupons. And you go to look at the spread out like crap that's on the ground, and then you catch yourself. You're like, yeah, that was dumb. Just like a total airheaded moment. You're just like, oh God.
Amori just kind of turns around and goes,
Never gonna live this down.
coupons?
Just
Okay.
never mind. Never mind. It's the heat. Went to my head.
There you go. It was a mirage.
Alrighty.
Amori, you got what again?
22.
22. Okay. So everything looks okay by you, Stolas. You don't see anything weird jumping out at you or whatnot as you guys are approaching. Amori, however, as you guys are looking up, briefly distracted by, Octavia turning blonde for a moment. Amori, you end up seeing just off of this roundabout here, right? There, right up next to a tree, you see the remains, like several piles of bones.
Oh. Okay.
Almost complete skeletons from what it looks like.
Yeah. I'm going to kind of quiet everyone. I'm just kind of going to go, keep it down, guys. And I said, I see something. We're going to go inspect. And I get slowly moving that way because obviously, in case we had forgotten, there are predators present. And so I go back to just moving slowly since don't have enough people that are stealthy
Right.
and approach what I see.
Okay. So what you see, and now these are skeletons in the truest sense. Like they don't have any sort of residual meat or anything. They're a little bit bleached. So they've been out here a while. They look relative to the size of that thing that Sam had been talking about that she tussled with, the Velociraptor. So you're looking at them, and so something killed them and like left them here. And then as you're kind of rummaging around, they're almost all complete. There's a total of 3. One of them, however, is missing a head.
Wait, so they're dinosaur skeletons, not human skeletons?
That is correct.
He said they were bleached.
Yeah, so they've been there. They've been there a bit.
Huh. I wonder if we have a hunter on the island or someone's hunting the island. Interesting. Okay. We'll continue moving. Well, actually, briefly move them among the bones and see if there's anything else of consequence, like a bullet or a piece of glass or
Sure.
anything.
Why doesn't everybody give me an intelligence and awareness notice check?
Okay.
That is only going to be a 14, sir.
Okay.
9, 16, 24.
Rolled a 1, rolled a 4.
Okay. So this is your second botch in a row. So thankfully this is not like super bad, but since it's a second botch, you are actually feeling lightheaded from all the trip and whatnot. This is to kind of explain, your botch. So right now, you are effectively airheaded and prone to saying ridiculous, obvious things or delayed. So a good way to put that, I don't know. Have you ever seen?
She's got heat stroke.
Maybe. But we don't have our med doc here to analyze that. But Octavia, have you ever seen The Replacements with Keanu Reeves?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, there's this scene where the cheerleaders are all cheering, and they're doing a typical cheerleader cheer, right? They're all, give me an S, give me an E. So it finally gets down to this one cheerleader who just isn't all there, and it's all S-E. They're spelling out Sentinel, so S-E-N-T, and they say, give me a, and she pauses and she has to think about it. And then everyone just goes, I, and she goes, I. That's kind of you right now. You're a little slow on the uptake.
I know. She's going to look at Amori and say, are these real?
It just kind of looks at her and goes, yeah, that could be from the display. He just kind of roll with it. Humor.
Okay.
And anything else of consequence?
Beyond that, you can see it looks like there are what appears to be some burn marks on the bones.
Yeah, this was done by humans. Okay.
I want to ask the question. Can I roll for like general knowledge to see if bones actually bleach this quickly?
No. And the reason being is because, as I stated, these have actually been out here a while. So that part isn't of any consequence. I don't want us to get stuck in too much in analysis paralysis.
Okay.
Oh no, the reason why is he thinks it's not real because bones shouldn't bleach that quickly.
How are you defining quickly?
In less than 30 years, even at the most.
Okay. And does your character have any sort of science-based knowledges, like anything that would apply to genetics?
No, that's the reason I
Okay.
was asking for education,
So
general
then,
knowledge.
nope. Yep, that would be a big
Okay.
no then. You wouldn't understand that.
Okay. Continuing on, we move up to the building, looking around to see if there's any more vehicles or any type of service area that might exist in addition to the building or adjacent to it.
You actually do find, because the Welcome Center has like a total of 3 buildings. One of which obviously is the Welcome Center itself. There is a big skeleton, partially wrecked at this point on the inside, of one of the dinosaurs. There appear to be like maybe like a small admin building here for what the anybody working the help center or welcome center would have gotten. And you do end up finding what appears to be something of not really so much of a motor pool, but like a place they would park them at. So kind of like an overhang garage where maybe the tours started up or something. Poking around there, you do end up finding what appears to be a Jeep Wrangler.
Mm-hmm.
It, of course, has all the paintings and whatnot, like you might find from corporate sponsorship and whatnot. Like on the side, it has Adrec Robotics and whatnot. It is covered in some plant life at this point, like some palm fronds and whatnot have been knocked over on it, but otherwise it doesn't appear to be broken or like wrecked in any way.
Okay. Before we go any farther with the vehicle, did we see anything like a first aid station in any of the buildings or
In the Welcome Center, 100%, yes.
All right. Well, we're going to work our way back to that. Once again, we're slow and careful is the word I'm using here. Not just because of Octavia, but simply because slow movements don't register as easily as quick ones do. And I'm trying
Okay.
to avoid attention as we move.
Sure. So why don't everybody at this point, since you're kind of scurrying around the visitor center at this point, why doesn't everybody give me some collective intelligence and awareness notice checks?
Okay.
Octavia, you're down 1.
Oh, there's mine. On a 2.
I have 17, 10. Yeah, 17.
19.
Okay. So despite you not feeling all that hot right now, Octavia, Justin, you're looking around and just coming up blank at this point. Stephen, you're not really finding much as of yet, but you do spot. It is locked, but there is a security room here.
Oh.
Octavia, collectively, and you guys are going to want to write this down.
Okay.
Octavia, what you're doing right now is you're rummaging and you've rolled up your shirt a little bit to toss stuff in, kind of, you treat it like a little bit of a basket. You have found one old out of power phone. You have found one battery powered smoke detector. You have found 2 rolls of toilet paper.
Oh, that's actually useful.
A box of staples. You can choose to pick this up if you want. 3 small storage bins, plastic storage bins, the ones with the plastic tops.
Mm-hmm.
You have found a stick of chalk. You have found a box of pens with 10 remaining. They are the official Bic pens. You have found 1 red key card.
Ah, red key card. Okay. So we have a red and a blue one now.
And 1 small piece of blue wire.
Does Octavia think she can bypass the lock and open it?
Well,
Let's see.
maybe. What does the lock look like?
The lock is an electric powered lock, so it's sealed at this point. You're probably going to want to pry it open.
Yep.
Or find a way to
Okay.
restore power if you can.
So, as far as medical supplies, what did they find for medical supplies?
At the first aid station. Now, this is an actual first aid station. It's got room probably for like a nurse or a doctor and like 2 people. So it's not super big. You find 1 pair of stenotomy scissors. Stenotomy scissors?
1 pair of scissors.
Oh, well, these are specific scissors, so.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that because I'm certain Dale is going to look them up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
1 small box of surgical dressing.
Okay.
1 pair of bandage scissors. 1
Yep.
bottle of fentanyl.
Ooh.
2 waterproof pads.
2.
Yes. Now the pads, these are like something that you would roll out onto like a couch or a gurney or something to keep moisture from making contact between the 2. So they're not
Okay.
small. They're kind of big.
Okay.
Say 3 by
one-
6.
Roughly. 1 bottle alfentanil.
Okay.
I'm putting that in the chat too, so you guys can spell that. 3 bottles of antibiotic pills.
Okay.
1 sternal saw.
Okay.
1 box of rubber gloves.
Okay.
3 biohazard bags.
Biohazard bags.
You said 3?
3, yes. And these particular ones are the ones that you would put. You know how you have those bins for pull out paper towels? It's roughly that size of a bin, so it's not super big.
Okay.
1 bottle of isoflurane.
SO.
1 smartwatch.
Working?
It does not power up, but it does not appear to be damaged.
Okay, so it's a battery issue. Not
1
surprised.
box of needles. 1 box of ketamine, or 1 bottle, sorry. And 2 bottles of providone iodine.
Okay. I know I spelled all this stuff wrong, but I'll fix it later.
Well, the stuff that's more difficult to spell is all in the Cyberpunk chat.
Mhm.
So.
Is that it?
That is it from the first aid station.
Okay. So the stuff from the first aid station and stuff, she is going to put in those storage bins.
Okay, smart.
Mhm,
By
like,
doing
the
so,
toilet paper.
by doing so, though, that's going to make it a little bulky. So, like, you know, everybody's going to have to carry 1, or one person's going to have to carry 2 or something. It's going to be, you know, double arm it.
I'll be looking for a backpack or carry-all of some type.
Not that it's super heavy. It's just cumbersome because
Awkward.
of the bins. But
Yep.
the
Yeah.
bins will keep them all safe.
Yep. For right now, that's where she's putting everything that they found is in the bins.
That works.
Yep. Yep.
You guys also see that off of the welcome center, there is, and this part's open. You can actually see that there's a kitchen in here too. there's a nice little like rec center for which some of the benches have been moved around and whatnot, like something may have happened in here, and there are some remains of dried blood on the floor. But it looks like this was probably like an indoor picnic-ish area with an adjacent kitchen that's right off of it.
Do they find any semblance of food, like vending machines or anything that has food in it?
There are vending machines in here. However, those are all broken up and knocked over.
So no food?
Not in the vending machines, no.
Okay.
Why don't you guys roll another intuition, intelligence, and awareness notice check?
18.
Okay, not bad.
That was hit the wrong key.
14.
All right, Steven.
16.
You rolled a 1, so roll one
Yep.
more time, Steven.
10.
Oh!
Oh my gosh.
All right.
He's going to be eating the algae off the floor.
So at this point, you're looking around. Both you and Octavia start focusing on the vending machines. She's a techie. She's going to know more about it than you would, and you're just secretly hoping, because those are all sealed anyways, that there's something to munch on. And so as you two were looking, Stolas has gone further into the kitchen, kind of pushed back the double doors. And as you were looking around, Octavia, right as you're about ready to tell him, like, there's just nothing in these, Amori steps down on a vacant wrapper on this floor, and he goes end over end, right back down on his backside. Thankfully, it's no like actual damage, but you see stars for a few seconds as your just spine impacts right down onto the ground, and you're like, oh,
The first thing that goes to my mind is, Ghost, did you get me again?
Stolas.
And Amori just is like, where is she? Where is she?
The kitchen is a mess. However, you can tell that the refrigeration units and whatnot, because of the way they open and close, clearly confound some of the animals here. So there's scrape marks on them, but they are still sealed.
Which could be either a good thing or a bad thing, because
You could
am
open
I
it.
able to find a dolly?
You could open it up and smell all kinds of funk, or it could be a big win. It's a little busted up, but they've got one of those little push carts in here for like, to push food out into the room. So, I mean, you have to pull it back up onto the 3 of its 4 wheels. But yes.
No, I was hoping for more like a pull back and drag along you, but
Nope.
He opens the door.
This is one of those ones that if it has stock, it's more like a stock car sort of thing, made of that hard plastic, sort of material. Anyways, so as you open up because there's a couple of them, but you open up the first one, you're hit with a wave of cold.
Oh, heaven!
and it is a freezer unit.
And it's working.
And it is working, yes.
Where's bench press when you need her? We could definitely make this thing warm back up.
So thanks to you kind of investigating the kitchen, here is what you managed to get out of the kitchen. You get, and this is of course optional, leave them behind if you don't want them, 50 pairs of chopsticks. 5
take
soy
it.
sauce packets. 5 packets of jasmine tea.
The tea we need.
Taking.
1 naginata. Decorative, but potentially useful. It looks like that may have been like hung up in here now that you're looking at it, and you found it on the ground. So, you in the freezer you find 5 pounds of beef
Yes.
that is frozen. You find 1 jar with 10 maraschino cherries in it.
How much of the jasmine tea?
5.
5 packets.
5 packets. You find 2
And-
packets of bonito flakes, which are dried tuna fish flakes. One jar of pineapple chunks. Anything that obviously isn't frozen was found in an just as an FYI, was found like in an adjacent refrigeration unit. That wasn't actually a deep freeze. So 1 jar of pineapple chunks. 1 container of pepper. You find 1 packet of 25 American cheese slices.
Hold on, let me put cheese in quotations here.
Uh, 5 hairnets. 50 pot stickers. 1 packet of 20 tube steaks, which are effectively hot dogs. 3 bok choy. You find 2 band t-shirts. Looks like it was in a box that had some promotional material in it. And that is for the Himalayan Monkey Twisters.
The names you come up with.
10 pounds of frozen chicken. 1 packet of frozen souvlaki.
Can you spell that?
Yeah, it's in the Facebook chat.
Okay.
You find 1 6-pack of San Miguel Pale Pilsner, which is from the Philippines.
1 6-pack
1 6-pack.
of what?
Beer.
In the Facebook
Beer.
chat.
Okay.
I don't put beer. You find 1 bottle of Tsingtao,
Tsingtao.
which that's Chinese beer.
You'll put that in there too? Okay.
Just did. And 1 6-pack of Cerveza Polar, which is a beer from Venezuela. And before anybody asks, yes, all of those are legit.
All right.
No more stink. No more stink bear.
Okay. So, now that we've had done our searching efforts, let's take a moment and go out and look at the Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at the beer. Come on,
Not
try
right now.
one, please.
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
And Maury just takes Stolas by the arm and strolls him out to where the Jeep is,
Okay.
along with the rest of us.
Fine.
And
Let me get back to the others.
all of the beer was in the refrigeration unit.
So it's frozen.
No, it's chilled.
Oh, it's chilled.
Not-
Okay.
Not
I
the
don't
freezer,
Warm
not the
back
deep freeze.
up, and then even if we get it cold again, it's not going to have the same flavor, but fine. We can all be adults here. If it's real.
Okay. So
Let's
you go.
clear off the Jeep.
That's not a problem. Push.
Give it your best shot, Octavius. Tell me what we got.
Okay.
How are you
So,
getting in, Octavia?
She is wanting to throw that hood up. And
So
see what.
you have to pop the hood first to do that,
Right.
which means you have to reach inside. Which brings us
Well-
back to my first question. How are you getting inside?
She'll try the door handle, see if it's locked.
It is locked.
Okay. She's going to look around and see if she can find a box that has keys in it.
Okay. Well,
You want-
there is
Let me
one room
roll.
that you guys have not been in.
Got the security room.
Right.
Okay. Stills, can I have your knife?
Yeah, I'll hold on to the little sword.
So she will.
You mean the naginata?
Yeah.
That's not a little sword. Do you know what a naginata is?
No, I thought it was yay big.
No, that's a wakizashi, or like the tanto knife sort of. No, a naginata is a pole arm.
Oh. Oh.
It's basically, imagine a pole arm like a staff
Oh, I got you. I
With
know
a-
what you're talking about
with
now.
a partial katana on the front.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about once you said it's a pole arm.
Yep.
So she will take the knife and try to pry the panel off.
Okay. Why don't you give me? Let's go with a tech and pick locks check.
Okay.
And then while you were rolling that, everybody at the bunker, I have not forgotten about you. You fall asleep. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I assumed.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's kind of muggy in this bunker. There's not really a whole lot of airflow. Because there had been a fire in here at one point in time, and the walls are kind of blackened and whatnot. It smells kind of funky still to this day. So it's not a pleasant. It's not a pleasant stay. But obviously, you've got 4 solid walls around you, and even though the hatch has been bent and can't be pulled all the way down, you've got cord wrapped around it and tied down, so it'll at least, stay in place. And if somebody forces it open, you'll know. Anything any of you are doing? By the way, everybody should be healed 1 point. If you haven't done that already.
Sweet. Let's see. And there wasn't anything else in here that we were able to find that could be used to like stitch up wounds anybody had. Anything
No,
like that.
you definitely didn't have anything like that. This was
Okay.
actually, you guys weren't even too sure what this place was,
Right.
other than it was a bunker. So why don't all of you give me another intelligence and awareness notice check for all of you who are in the bunker currently.
And you said which stats are decreased due to wounds?
Good question. It is I want to say it's intelligence, reflex, and
Cool.
And cool, yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. That's as long as we're in critical.
Okay.
If you're at a critical, then it's significantly less. I don't think that.
Yeah, I'm in serious.
Yeah, if
I
you're
got
in-
17.
If you're in serious,
Yeah,
I
we
think you should be okay.
When we left Mary May in charge of their care.
Yeah, I know. She's there.
Okay. Just making sure.
16.
Ooh. Ugh. Ugh.
15.
12.
Doc is not on his A game right now. Ghost is like, I had a nice nap. Let me look around. Oh,
Visions is not very perceptive.
Nope.
Hence his name. Maybe they should just nickname me the Black Eye or something. Goodness. Ugh. So, you guys are just taking a moment to look around the facility again, looking for just anything at this nature or at this juncture. Not coming up with really anything as far as anything useful in here. I mean, it looked like this caught fire at some point and it was self-contained, so that meant most everything in here would be kind of wrecked. You do see the remains of tablets that were in here, powered tablets or whatnot, but they're like thoroughly thrashed from heat exposure and whatnot. But in looking around, because I mean the walls are scorched up a little bit, but whatever was on the walls, if it was like painted on or whatnot, is still kind of legible. This wasn't like a fallout shelter of any nature. This was actually designed as like a nature blind.
Oh.
Okay.
But reinforced.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. So what are the walls made of?
Stone.
Are there any like crevices between stones or something?
No,
Like,
no.
I'm
It's
thinking
I
about-
should say it's solid cement.
Oh, okay. I was thinking if there was some way that we could like poke holes or like widen holes to give
gotcha.
us a little bit more airflow.
So after Skulls finds nothing again, he goes back to where he was and sits back down, and he goes, "Okay, I know nobody wants to hear this because then you're going to think there's two of us, but I am actually wondering if Stolas is onto something."
What do you mean?
Okay. So we knew that the place that originally was there, it was just up in the mountain area, like past Fountain Hills. We knew where that was, but we're nowhere near there now. There was no like sea or ocean there. And why did we pass out while we were in those tunnels? We were making our way, and then just like the first time, we passed out.
you're thinking we like rebooted to like a new game?
I mean, it's because that just doesn't seem. What are the odds of that?
You mean?
I mean, this could be the most realistic feeling brain dance simulation of all time, or we've got some weird coincidences going on.
So
Maybe
like
it's
so Mary May
like a
puts her hand to
shared
her,
brain dance?
Mary May puts her hand to Skull's forehead, checking for a fever.
Did you kill that dinosaur?
Yeah. I mean,
Did you check it
yeah.
out to see what it was made of?
I was bleeding out.
Maybe we should go over and look at the body. Because then we can tell, right, if it's animatronic and this is just some weird, like, the ocean's a projection, like on a dome, like a cool high-tech video. We could still be inside of a park.
Yeah. What's knocking us out at the same time?
Yeah, that is weird.
Maybe it's nothing. Maybe. Like I said,
if we go to the body and it
Feels
looks
pretty
real,
to me.
like, and the body has guts and blood and all that kind of stuff, then we know it's a simulation. If it's got robotics, then we know it's robotics, right?
I guess, unless somebody found out how to actually
Make
clone
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs. I haven't heard any of that in the scream sheets. If any of you, I think that'd be a big news story.
You know somebody would have gotten that information and been making dinosaurs already.
Right.
Not just for a
Okay,
theme park.
so I'm not saying I believe this, but if you're right, and this is just some kind of a brain dance, how do we get out?
It kind of seems like we really do just still have to keep playing along, because, I mean, you know, I'm not like I'm feeling anything, but that could just mean I don't have control of my body like you kind of do with the regular brain dance, which would make sense if they just want to have control over us for some reason.
Like somehow they gave us a thing that paralyzes us while we're here.
I mean, I still can't remember how we even got to the park. We were at our compound, and next thing I remember was waking up with a headache and Blackwater.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just maybe it's nothing. I don't know. It's just
So Mary May just looks at you and she says, "Doc, now how in the world is your brain going to dance?"
Mary May, I know it doesn't make sense, but it's like what I was trying to explain before. This is all very strange and different, and I'm probably not going to be able to convince you right now. Haven't been able to yet.
I'll look at her and go, well, how are you in a jungle right now?
Well, we apparently took a boat to get here. The wreckage is out on the shore.
Do you remember being on the boat?
A little. There was a big storm and we washed up on shore.
Okay, well, did you get a good look at the thing that I killed?
No.
We passed it on our way here.
Oh, I wasn't.
There was another critter eating it.
I wasn't looking at anything like that. Oh. Then why do you want to go find it? Isn't that kind of like unsanitary?
Yeah, but it's going to give us clues, Mary May. You know, like, the more I'm thinking about this, and maybe I'm going stir crazy, but I think we should find that out.
I just think you're taking whatever H.G. Wells took. That's all.
You're well read. Well done, Mary May.
Well, I don't know if I can get out of the way that we came in.
Jerome, do I feel hungry?
My side gets a little better.
Yeah, at this point.
Okay, so I'm actually feeling like, oh, I'm
not
hungry.
Not like starving, but yeah, you could use something to eat.
Okay.
I mean, if we do something, then I think we should all go at once so we all back each other up, but it's got to be slow because we don't want to mess with our wounds more than they're already messed.
Well, she said, actually, hold on a second. I am forgetting everybody's name, even though we are in this particular area. Okay, so Mary May looks to Sam and she says, well, Mrs. Burton, if you're so inclined, I could, you could wrap your arms around my neck and I could kind of climb back out. I mean, aside from feeling a little hungry, I'm all right.
She'll be your legs and you'll be the eyes looking for things.
I mean, I guess we could if you want to. Everyone take a look.
1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little.
What do you say, everybody? I mean,
okay. This could be a brain dance.
it could, something extraordinarily real. I don't know.
Oh, she just kind of tosses her hands up and just stands in a corner.
We went from the Wild West to dinosaurs.
Okay, can you guys explain that? What Wild West are you guys talking about?
I don't know. We were in some sort of Wild West, and then we found you.
Like 1800s Wild West?
Yeah, like cowboys, horses.
Yep. And she
Sheriff.
she like gestures to the clothes that she's wearing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Where we got these. There's a Wild West town with Westerners and everything.
And she says, well, in fairness, when the settlers first came across and were traveling west, they expected to find dinosaurs. So I am not at all surprised.
What?
And in real life, that was a thing. That was
Yeah.
one of the rumors that people who were crossing west thought they might see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost will just look confused.
Okay.
So you
You've
never
broken me
went
at
there,
this
huh,
point.
Visions? It was just here.
I'm just here. So
How long have you been here?
I don't know. I really don't know. I know I woke up. I'm in a jungle. It's
How
It was
long before
frightening.
you woke up and we arrived?
oh, that's a good question.
Do you remember any of the Chinese?
I do. I do.
Chinese?
Yeah, them and them opium dens. This could very well have been something like that.
No, Mary May, no.
I'm so confused.
I don't know about that one.
No, it's not a hallucination, Mary May. We got
Well, you're the
I
one
mean, in
talking
a
about
manner
your
of
brain
speaking.
dancing. That don't make no sense.
it's a type of technology that interferes with your perceptions and makes you see and hear and sense other things that exists in the year 2030, which is this year, not the year that you think it is. Like I
Doc,
was saying
that's just the
before.
funny mushrooms.
Well, which is it? Mushrooms or opium, Mary May? I gotta know.
I mean, it could be either. I'm a chaste girl. I don't play with that stuff.
Oh, we got to get you some mushrooms.
Okay.
Okay.
I have questions, but
Yes.
at this point, I'm just gonna let it go.
Sam right now is effectively John Travolta, which is that quizzical look, kind of just like.
Yeah.
Okay, so you picked up this Mary May from this western town.
Yeah.
It's Mary May, not this Mary May. Don't speak around me. Have manners, sir.
I apologize, Mary May.
And then we were trying to escape because stuff happened. I won't fill you in because you don't need to know. Point is, we were running, and then we found some unfinished parts of the park that had some service tunnels. We got in those tunnels, we were making our way, and then suddenly we woke up on the shores out there. But Mary May says that she managed to wake up and we were on a ship and it shipwrecked out there. But I never remember getting on a ship. That was nowhere close. We were nowhere close to water anywhere.
Okay.
I was like, we were on the border of Mexico.
Yeah.
It was the desert.
There's no water for like hundreds and hundreds of miles, so
That's what I'm saying. It's just all weird. Anyway, I mean, if we want more info, we'd have to go out there and get it. Y'all are y'all willing? It's not that far away, is it, Sam?
No, it's not far.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I
We're
I
going
guess
out
we
to
could-
go find a dead body.
Yes.
We got to figure stuff out, and you know what? Maybe we could use it for food too. I don't know what the others are going to find and bring back.
That is valid. We could start a
Can I-
fire and
It's not
cook
a robot.
whatever's left.
Can I roll a wilderness deal?
A wilderness deal.
Yeah. Hold
So
on one second.
You're all of a sudden looking
Wilderness.
for coupon- I was gonna say you're all of a sudden looking for coupons for Bass Pro Shop right now. You're like, give me
Wilderness-
Capera.
Wilderness survival, please, to see if the meat from the raptor, it would be good to eat.
You would have to see it to know first.
Okay, okay.
But
all right.
yes, that would be something you could do.
Okay, excellent.
I'm not hearing any no's, so it
I'm-
sounds like it's going to be yeses.
Yeah,
We're going.
Okay.
let's
all
go.
right.
All right. Mary
So-
May,
So who
you
has
lead
what
since
for,
you're
so
able-bodied.
who has what type of wounds? Like mostly leg, I think, or something.
I have a
I
head
think mine's
wound.
in my side.
Okay.
Mine's on the back, so I think I'm okay.
Okay. And Ghost?
Head.
Okay, so walking wise, you're all right. You just don't want to go fast because, pull open
Headache.
the injuries or whatnot. Okay.
I seem to recall that when we got into this place, we had to go through like topside
Yeah, so we'll
and
have
like
to.
lowered ourselves down.
We have a
Correct me if
ladder
I'm
now or
wrong.
something, don't we?
Yeah, I think
You
that
guys
wasn't
also
bad.
have a key
I
card.
mean, there was a door, but we couldn't get in from the outside. So if we can like open it from the inside.
Oh,
now
you
that
mean
we're
where you're at
inside-
right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ladder. That's what Mary May was offering. Was that if you were having problems getting around because you didn't think you could scale it back up, you could just wrap your arms around her neck and she'll just pull you out.
I mean,
Wasn't the
she's
electricity
offering, I'll
still
give that a
working?
try.
Wasn't the electricity still working there?
No, it was not.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's why we can't open the door.
Yep.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay. Well, let's go up.
Okay, so it's only like 6 or 7 ladder rungs, so it's not a lot. So you push the thing up, and of course you can hear the wildlife, out and around, and you hear the chirping and clacking of wildlife occasionally. Every once in a while you'll hear kind of a loud roar of some kind, in the distance. It's clear everything's awake today.
Okay, Sam, you know where it is. Lead the way and got your back, but close behind.
And I guess I will head back to the spot where I killed the thing.
And I think all of you gave up your weapons at this point for the guys who were setting out, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I thought. Okay. So then before anybody goes, Mary May at this point is looking for like a branch or something she can use to club things with.
Yeah. And Skulls will do the same thing.
Okay. So you guys all managed to find something relative enough to beat something with, like a decent sized stick or a nice branch or something you can swing as a club. And you're right. It wasn't terribly far from where you're at. You had to get back out. Basically, you had to go back down the beach and walk down where the road forked. That went slightly inland up to the bunker or continued around the beach perimeter. And as you get down there, you can see that there is a carcass of what used to be the Velociraptor. And it is mostly picked clean at this point.
Okay. Yep. The other
Can we
predators.
Can we tell if it was flesh?
Oh, yeah, it is very meaty.
Yeah, if it was picked clean. There
Yeah.
you go.
However, those of you who are there, give me an intelligence and basic tech check.
You had to make it intelligence, didn't you, Jerome?
I know, huh?
Where is my basic
What's
tech?
basic
Oh,
tech?
there it
It's
is.
under tech.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's why. Okay, so into
Yeah,
tech.
I will mix them up occasionally, much like White Wolf,
Yep.
as I see fit.
Oh, so tech and basic tech?
Nope.
No, intelligence,
Intelligence
and basic
and
tech.
basic tech.
Okay.
He's mixing them this time.
All right. Well,
No, basic tech is under tech.
Yeah,
That is correct.
that's what we're saying. He's
Oh.
mixing them this time. He does
Okay.
that occasionally.
I was like, wait, I'm so confused. Okay. 17.
11.
14.
12.
Okay.
Dude, I'm getting my hands in it.
So who got the highest roll then?
I did.
Callie. Okay.
17.
So as you are looking it over, everybody else is kind of focused on the fact of like, yeah, that's meat. That's kind of creepy. That's sinew, and that's, that looks to be real bone. Callie, you end up noticing, right on the head-ish, it looks like there's the remains of a little chip.
Is there any way? Is it attached to anything like a
skull?
chip slot? Like, is there a chip slot like I would have?
No.
Hey Doc, come here. Look at this.
He follows
Well-
over and takes a look.
I'll maneuver the head, and look at the
Yeah,
film the chip.
Ah, look at that.
Is it in the bone, or does it look like it was?
it looks like it was designed to be like right on the head itself, somewhere right around where the brain was.
Huh. How big is the chip?
Microchip size, not terribly big.
Okay, like a quarter or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now that she's spotted that, Doc, why don't you give me a tech and med tech check?
Oh boy. Okay. we
While
can do
they're
that.
looking at this, Sam is looking up in the trees to see if there are any more coconuts.
There are.
Coconut Queen.
22.
Nice.
So skulls. You haven't dealt with this directly, but much like many doctors, once you have your doctorate in like medical science, kind of got some general knowledge about a lot of different things related to that field. This looks a lot like a biochip. Specifically designed similarly to cloned animals, that allows their owner to keep them like tame or something, like basically gives them, allows them to put base commands in.
Okay. So it's just a way to rapidly train an animal rather than going through the effort of training them.
Correct.
Okay.
Or,
All right.
if they send, they could send a shock into their nervous system and get them to heal or whatever have you. It's keep in mind, they're not common in general, but it's very common with the rich hoi polloi who end up getting cloned animals.
Okay. And those cloned animals, like we're talking like typical wildlife animals or whatever that are extinct right now or whatever.
Well, keep in mind in my version of Cyberpunk, unlike the actual books, because that a lot of that didn't make any sense. No offense to the writer, but he wrote this big bleak landscape where pretty much all animals, with the exception of cats and dogs, were pretty much dead. As we know in real life, there's really no way for humanity to survive in that sort of environment. And we also know, even if you dump radiation around something, it eventually lives, it finds a way and adapts.
Yeah.
There's whole wildlife
You
around
mean
Chernobyl.
nature finds a way?
Exactly. Nature finds a way.
But finds a way.
But so in that sense, there are still wildlife around, hence the fact there's javelina, around Phoenix.
Right.
Doesn't mean there's a lot of it anymore, because of just the way the world has gone, but it is still out there. But generally speaking, nobody goes out anymore to just buy pets. They just don't, because the way the world is, economy-wise, it doesn't make sense. Especially since most people survive off of kibble, or processed foods of that nature. So the rich are the ones that wind up with the real meat.
Okay.
So they've taken to experimenting in cloning creatures to kind of replace here and there, but they found a secondary market, obviously, for more exotic wildlife.
Okay.
It would seem these guys have taken it one step further and have cloned like actual dinosaur remains, and then use that same technique of the biochip to try and help keep them under control.
Okay. So he's looking at that and he's like, wow. Okay, that's a biochip. It regulates some emotions in the animals, and it can give you a degree of control if you have the right machinery and equipment. But boy, for these things, I wonder what they can make them do.
So we're looking at something real.
I mean, if it isn't a soup, possibly. So this clearly it was a meaty organic thing, not a robot, but they have the chip in there, and I know those chips are used in real life, but not for dinosaurs, other cloned animals, like actual ones, not ones that have been dead for millions of years.
I'll look over at Mary, whatever, May, and I'll just like kind of stare at her, contemplating like, does she have a chip in her head? And why would they clone people? Like, how would they survive? I'm sorry, how would the people in the Wild West survive living there if this place has been shut down?
Not to be morbid, but do the NPCs bleed?
Yeah, the sheriff bled when I shot him in the leg.
The Braves bled when I shot him. Yeah.
Okay, so they're not like total robot creatures.
How are they living? How are they living in here for this long if this place has been shut down? How are they alive? Are they having kids? Like,
so I mean,
it's a
at
whole
this point, Mary
population.
May's like looking around. She says, "I have a father and a mother, or I had a mother, and
Do you know your
God made
grandmother?
me."
Your great grandma?
Not anymore. They're dead.
Well, yeah.
I just don't understand you people. I swear, are you all on the mushrooms?
No.
So you're living in a place that is enclosed from the outside world. That's what happened.
Well,
if
clearly,
somebody
Blackwater is a small town.
If somebody could climb one of those trees and knock some coconuts down, we could actually eat the coconut.
Oh, okay, I'll climb up there. I got you.
Okay. Callie, give me a reflex in athletics.
She's just staring at the tree like, I don't know if I've ever climbed one of these before.
You're actually like an ocean nomad.
Oh, that's true.
So
yes. Yeah. I guess I have. I was like, I got this. Don't worry. I forgot I was Samoan.
I was going to say, some of the only instances you've been on land would have been on islands where this sort of thing was a thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got this.
Like Hawaii.
Yeah. I even know how to open these things. All right. Athletics plus reflex.
All I want to do is Disney songs all night long, by the way.
No, I have Moana.
You're welcome.
Go ahead now. That'll be 17.
Okay. Not terrible. Takes you a few minutes, or not a few minutes, but it takes you a few seconds to gain your bearings because of your injuries and whatnot. But you start getting up there. You remember what it was like when you guys would, come by like a near atoll or something and, raid it for whatever happened to be growing there. And within a few moments, down comes some coconuts. In total, you've managed to get 7.
Nice.
All right.
Now, if we can find some limes, we could put the lime in the
Shut
coconut.
up. Shut up. Just stop. Just stop. She's gonna
Mary May's looking
coconut out.
around and she says, Doc, I don't think I can see any limes around here.
I love you so much.
Thank you, Mary May. Okay. You guys think we could take the head of this thing back? If we can get our hands on some equipment, I could take a better look at that biochip later to see.
It's mostly picked clean, right?
Yeah, I mean, it needs to be sanitized.
Right.
'Cause
I'll just step
obviously
on the
they're-
neck and
they're-
grab the head with my cyber arm and just slowly pull until it pops
Okay.
off.
At
Sam
that
is
point,
gonna not watch.
yeah, neither does Mary May. She's just like, whoa.
Yeah, don't watch this. I had to do this to a guy once. Eventually ligaments give out. All right.
Yeah, and at this point, she says, oh, hold on a second. Since you're being,
She holds the dinosaur head up. I'm a dinosaur.
yeah, so she's all, Miss Sargent, maybe you could liberate some of its claws as well, since we don't exactly have additional weaponry. If you're going to do that, warn me though, please. I'd like to take a couple steps back.
All right, take a couple steps
What
back.
are we gonna do with the claws?
Make him into spears.
Yeah, that could work. Sure, it's better than nothing, I
Wait,
guess.
Big enough, yeah. I'll start taking the foot claws off.
Yeah, I mean, really, the foot talons are. I mean,
Oh,
if you had,
I forgot about
yeah,
that.
if you had more time to prep something, like you could probably do something with the jawbone, with the, with the teeth inside the mouth. But the quick and easy thing would be getting the talons off the feet.
Okay, yeah, I'll snap the talons off.
And so, yeah, she kind of gets that, like, that twinge sort of thing that affects your body when something's a little too gross.
Hey, good thing I have all this hardware in my body, huh? Somewhat does not bother me. That's disconcerting. All right, let's get back.
She's like, hardware? I didn't see you with no tack and hammer.
I hold up my arm and I look at it and I go, "Whoa, I have synth skin." Dang
Yes, you
it.
do.
I'm all
You're welcome.
Oh, I'll find a port. I'll find like a skin port and I'll just pop it open and go, metal.
And so she kind of looks at that and she just passes out.
Oh,
You think it rebooted her programming?
huh. I was wondering if she could see that stuff. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Good call. Now we have to drag her around.
She'll wake up in a second. I'll just kind of like pat her really gently. Hey, wake up. As I'm holding like the raptor head in one hand.
Sam's
Yeah.
gonna collect
Hey.
the coconuts.
And Amori's not here to see this. This is terrible.
I don't know. This is just too weird to me. Now it's some weird. They've been living in a dome. I look up.
So she gets back up and she kind of pushes back a little bit and she's like, Miss Sergeant, what is wrong with your wrist?
Don't worry about it. I didn't think you could actually see that, so maybe that rules out the brain dance, because I would think a program would have blurred that out.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, this is getting weird. I'm weirded out.
Okay, how about we get back to the base? Because I think we've got everything we need here, right? Got the head, got the coconuts, and the claws.
We have something that we can open them with. Anybody got a knife?
Oh no, we just need some rocks. I
Sharp
got you.
rocks?
No. Well, there's rocks over there. I'll get them. I'll scout the beach for coconut opening rocks. We used to do this as kids. Just
Me too.
grab some. Yeah, this looks good. All right.
Cool. So we gather all that stuff then, and then make our way back.
Okay. All right. So Octavia, what'd you get?
An 18.
18. So it takes you a little bit, and you are wedging that in there. Thankfully, the way this lock works is it's more of like a magnetic lock. So if you push it, like if you push the thing back, you should still be able to pull it open. It's not like an actual key lock. So you shove it in there, wedge down enough, and then you start having to pull the door open enough so that way when you free the knife, it doesn't try to clap back in place. Pop. Eventually comes up.
Okay, she's gonna look in there and see if there's anything that could bite.
There is, this room looks like it may have been quickly rummaged, but it doesn't look like there was any fight that happened in here, unlike the visiting center and kitchen and whatnot. It looks like what may have happened is once this door closed, clearly, no creature could get inside or whatnot.
Okay. So she'll venture in a little bit further.
Sure. So in the Corpo security room, you find one motorcycle helmet. You find, by the way, there are some lockers in here too. FYI.
Is this like a random loot generator table?
No, thank you.
They probably had
Put some thought into
motorcycles.
this.
I had some help putting it together, but because I wanted to be unique, but no. I feel like I need to answer that like, what's his name from Happy Gilmore? Do you eat poop for breakfast? No. So, one motorcycle helmet. One AR-15 with one full clip.
Yes.
You find a cigar box.
Any cigars?
You open it up inside, and you actually find some sort of old-looking paper with symbols
So it's
on
a
it you
document.
don't recognize.
Okay.
You
That-
find
Clue.
5 towels, all white.
5
5 towels, yes. One volleyball.
Okay.
One stick of lipstick, candy apple red.
Give that to Sam.
One tablet. The screen is cracked. It does appear to have power, but it is password protected. One smart glasses with the hookup. One jump drive.
Ooh. Yes.
And one classic leather bomber jacket.
Mine. She will slip that sucker on.
Okay.
Check the pockets.
Leather jacket, I believe, I think gives you 10
Okay.
to your torso.
Okay. Is there anything in the pockets?
Nothing, no.
Okay. And in the lockers?
That was including the lockers.
Okay. Does she find anything for like the key box for the Jeeps?
You do, yes.
Okay. How many keys are in there?
There's 2 sets of keys.
And there was only one vehicle out in the garage?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Okay, so she'll take them both.
Correction. Heavy. So the leather coat is going to give you 4 stopping power to your torso.
Ooh.
Say that again.
4 SP to your torso.
4 SP. Okay.
So
Okay.
if you have skin weave, it's 12. 4 makes it 16. To your
Okay.
torso only.
Okay. Okay. She is going to find something to shove all that stuff in there.
I'll sling the AR-15.
Okay.
Yeah, she will give him the R16 because all he had was the pistol.
All right. Well,
And she'll hit Stullis in the head with the volleyball.
Oh.
Bonk.
okay. So,
Does it
Stolas,
have a handprint on it?
yes, as well as fake hair.
Oh.
So Octavia when you're not looking, like lobs the volleyball at you. It's partially deflated, so when it hits, it just kind of goes and cups down, unceremoniously.
Until he'll hear her laughing.
Does anything in the security room look functional?
Most of it looks like it does. It's hard to make out what everything is, but you got your techie here, so.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for computer screens, so if she can get things turned on, will she be able to see parts of the park?
If that is from here, it looks like the displays are probably tied to everything around the visiting center. Their welcome center, I should say.
I would like to try and see if she can't get things working.
Sure. Flip it on. No power.
Okay. So can she kind of trace it back to see if maybe there's like a fuse box or something?
You certainly could. You need to give me a tech and basic tech check. And if I remember correctly, I think you add your we changed the rules, so you're adding your jury rig.
Mm-hmm. $33.
Okay. So it takes you another. At this point, you guys have been here about 2 hours, so it's well above midday. Following the lines around and some of the signs, you find you end up finding the power room. There are some lights on in here, not many, and of course there's a warning sign on, indicating low power right now. But if you flip breakers, you may be able to get some of it back on.
Okay, that's exactly what she'll do.
Start flipping breakers to try and get something to work. Obviously, you don't hear a whole lot until eventually you flip one of them and you start to hear some rebooting sounds coming from the security room.
Nice.
Okay, so she'll head back up. And then she's going to head out to check the Jeep. Actually, she's going to ask. Actually, I'm going to back up. She's going to check and see if the screens are coming online and if they can see anything.
Not yet. Everything's rebooting.
Okay. So she'll have Stolas watch the cameras. So she'll close the door. And she's going to have Amori watch her back while she is checking out the Jeep.
Okay.
So she'll take the keys and...
making this a little bit quicker to play through. Obviously, the keys are coded. So all I have to do is look at, the numbered vehicle and which key goes to what. There's no power in that particular Jeep. So you're going to have to... You're ultimately gonna have to jury rig something to jumpstart it.
Okay, so another roll.
You do have jumper cables here, so you have what you need, but you are going to need to basically connect it to somewhere. You're gonna have to find the right source in the building, connect that to the jumper cables, and then connect the jumper cables to the battery. So you're going to need to do 2 rolls.
Okay. And what am I adding my roll to?
You're going to do tech, and it's going to be tech and basic tech still.
Okay. With my jury?
Yes.
Okay. So 31 on my first roll. 32 on my second roll.
Okay. So it just takes about 30 more minutes as you start looking for, wiring to cannibalize and wrap together and get to the battery. I will say this much, Amore, as you're watching her do her thing, she did blow up the hover van. So at this point,
He's aware.
she's in the zone. She looks like she knows what she's doing, but you can't shake that feeling of like, is this going to blow up? Is she going to put this on here and we're going to be struck by lightning or something like? So are you going to start the vehicle then, Octavia, or are you going to have Amore do it?
No, she will start it.
Okay.
And then once she gets that done, she is she's gonna want to have a conversation with Amore.
Okay. So you
She'll turn it back off.
you turn the key. It takes a second to fire back up as it's getting fuel back to the system. This is an older Jeep Cherokee, so if it was not here and you pulled it out into the real world, it's probably worth a good penny.
Yeah.
So it eventually fires up, and it's going. It's gonna you're probably gonna want to have that charge for a bit.
Yeah. So how many people do you think could fit in there?
Or just kind of looks at her. Goes 4.
In a Jeep Wrangler?
Last time I looked, they were 2 single seats or 4 single seats.
Sorry, Jeep Cherokee. Apologies.
No, you can
Okay.
get more. Take off the back.
I was going to say, yeah, Jeep
It's-
Jeep Cherokee can seat up to
So
like
I have one.
6
So it's-
Yeah, because
comfortably.
you get three in the back, 2 in the front, plus you have the back hatch. So you can get at least 2 back there.
People could sit on people's laps.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What I'm thinking is that we have food here. We have a way to keep food cold. We have a way to cook the food, prepare it. We have medical supplies here. We have a way to watch our surrounding areas. And we could make up some way to fortify the area, the place, the ones that have the broken windows, somehow fortify it,
To make a long story short, you want me to take the Jeep and go back and get the others.
get the others and bring them back here. Yes. While Stolas helps me get things.
It's the
Prepared
only
here.
real option. I'm aware of the fact.
I'm
Give
glad that
me-
we're on the same page.
Yep. The only thing I'm going to need is the box with the medical supplies in it and the AR-15, and I'm good to go.
So, okay. And then she'll make sure he has everything he needs. And she'll give him a hug. Tell him, just be careful. Come back alive with everyone else. And then she'll see him off.
And away we go.
Okay. So this is a comfortable, uncomfortable feeling, given everything that you've been through here lately, Stolas. You're behind the wheel of a vehicle, not on the back of a horse.
Oh, I thought it was still in the security room.
Or not Stolas,
Yeah, he's
sorry,
in-
Amore.
Yeah.
And you head off.
Yep. Just going to go back basically the way we came. Not going to, do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't take you long at all
Yeah.
in the
Yep.
Jeep.
Yep.
So eventually, those of you who are at the bunker, you can hear something mechanized coming.
I will hide.
Is that a car?
Dale,
That sounds like an engine.
Dale,
I'm gonna
you're
hop
good.
out.
Can I tell what kind of car it is just by the sound?
You could certainly try.
Yeah, what should I roll?
will give you that opportunity.
What should I roll?
Let's say you have vehicles in, don't you?
Yes.
So why don't I give you an intelligence in vehicles in check?
All right. 21. Let's go.
Okay, so
That is a 1953.
no, so based on, you are reasonably certain that this is a Jeep Wrangler or Jeep Cherokee, probably from the late 90s,
Ooh.
which based on what you're hearing is probably pre Chew 2 modification.
Oh, wow.
So gasoline.
Sounds like a real gas powered car. And
Could be the
really,
bad guys.
he's gonna like go up the ladder, and he's gonna like open the hatch to see.
Okay. And you end up seeing a vehicle come pulling up. It's kind of yellow. It's got it's mostly yellow with some green and red kind of corporate stripes, make it look a little Jungle Book sort of vibe to it. Right on the side, it's got Adrec Robotics, and the vehicle number is number 2, painted on the side. And you see Amore come pulling up.
Amore!
Coming to a stop.
Guys, he's gonna look down. Guys, it's Amore. He found a truck, a car, van, SUV, Jeep.
Dibs.
Whatever it is, let's get out of here.
Ghost just goes, dibs, move out of the way.
We have coconuts.
Right, gotta take the coconuts.
I'll grab the raptor head.
Okay, so as you guys are like all, climbing out at this point, like Mary May stops and looks at it, and she's like, "Doc, what in the world is that? Where are the horses?"
That's the thing. It's a horseless carriage. There's a motor in it instead of horses. We can move it.
Ghost just holds up the raptor head at Amore.
Where he goes, baby, and he holds up the AR-15. Look what I brought.
She sticks the head in the back. Do that.
Before he hands her the AR-15, and he said, "Unless you want to drive."
Shit. Look at my vision drive. I'm like, I'll check it. I'll start doing the weapon. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay.
Maury slides actually helps the wounded get in the back.
Okay.
Then he lets Vision get in the driver's seat, and then he climbs in.
Vision, you're the only one I trust to actually drive.
Let's go.
All right, so you climb in. Obviously, you're going to have to take directions from Amore to get back to where you need to go.
Yep.
So as you pull around, you obviously pull in a U-turn. I'm not going to make you roll for that. And as you pull around, everybody's getting back in. You end up seeing like some of the trees start to sway. And you hear this boom, 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 boom.
Oh no!
And you end up hearing a pretty loud roar, and right as it breaks from the tree cover near the road where you're at, you end up seeing a pretty large head. The creature must stand somewhere in the range of maybe 8 to 10 feet tall.
Ooh.
But it's obviously long. It's
Indominus Rex. Oh no!
So it's nasty looking. Doesn't quite look like what you might think a T-Rex looks like, but it's got kind of a little bit longer of a head.
Okay.
Spinosaurus.
So go ahead and roll your reflex. So it's going to be your reflex, driving, and vehicle zen.
I'm feeling very not zen right now.
Just have the coconut. We'll be fine.
It's because you're not driving.
All of a sudden, Sam starts quoting phrases from the movie. Must go faster.
Let's go faster.
23. Let's go.
Let us go indeed, my fine sir.
Yep. We're gonna put it in drive and drive off.
So you throw it and you throw it in a drive, and start accelerating, kicking up dirt and whatnot, and as it like bites down and almost bites down onto the spare tire that was on the back. And as you are gunning it, obviously you're keeping your eyes, on the actual road.
Yep.
So you were in the back with the gun, right, Ghost? Ghost,
yep, I'm gonna
give
wiggle my way
me
up.
an intelligence and awareness notice check.
I'll go ahead and roll down the hatch window.
1d10.
This thing has windows. It's not just
Jeez.
open.
Hold on.
Yes, it has windows. It's not just open.
Hold on, I got a math. Awareness notice. Okay, 19 plus 5, 24
Yes.
plus int is 5, 29.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I rolled a 10.
So at this point, gotcha. So you immediately, not because you don't really have the room to lay down, but get yourself quickly in a comfortable position, line your rifle up on your one knee and on the back window, which actually you can't raise or lower that. So you're ready to blast through it at this point. You're lining up your shot, and as you're looking, all of a sudden, and this thing is starting to chase after you guys. It's very Jurassic Park, like it's, and it's coming at you. All of a sudden, you see 3 red dots focus in on its head, and you're like, "What the heck?" And then something hits it, and you just see matter go out the other side.
Ooh.
Someone's got big guns.
Sam's gonna scream a little bit.
I'm pretty sure the thing starts to topple over, right?
Oh yeah, it hits it basically hits the ground like dead from one hit. And
with
then
that 29,
you end up hearing this like guttural roar coming from the tree cover somewhere.
Okay, so it's either a dinosaur with a gun, or
they don't have arms built for firearms.
You can attach it if it's microchip. People
Yep.
play with their eyeballs all the time. They can shoot a gun with their eyes.
Yep.
I'm gonna can I track the shot to where I think it might have come from?
You sure can.
All right, so I'm gonna take a look at the trajectory from that way. Is it
Give
from
me
the same
intelligence and awareness notice check.
from the same direction as the roar? That's did a dinosaur just shoot a gun, or am I losing my damn mind?
That's what I saw.
That's 19.
I'm reminded of that.
19.
I'm reminded of that shirt where you see it says row, row, row your and it's basically T-Rex in a boat, and the oars are just right there, and he's just like, because he can't reach it.
I don't think this plan was thought through.
I know.
And a cartoon of dinos with guns, and I'm just like, oh no. 19.
Dinosaurs and Cadillacs.
So, Dino Saucers.
Yep.
Anybody remembers that cartoon?
Oh, I do.
So anyway, so you quickly track it because the red dots are gone right after whatever shot, and you look around and you look over in that direction, and then just for a second in the tree line, you think you see the image kind of blur a little bit, and then it's gone.
Oh no, the predator's here.
No, her first thought's going to be stealth suits.
Yeah.
Someone stole your stealth suit.
And that
By
is
the
where
way,
we're going to stop for the evening, as everybody is making their way back to the welcome center.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh,
Wow.
You said 3 dots. I already knew what was happening.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. Hold on.
I don't know what's
Ghost
happening.
doesn't have that much pop culture reference, but
Yeah.
she's like,
Well, apparently they cloned more of the dinosaurs.
no.
Yeah.
Somebody was a movie buff. Built this place.
Oh no.
Anyhow,
By the way, I love the fact that that Stolas' insanity is bleeding over to everybody else.
It had to eventually,
When
enough
when we get
exposure. It just happens.
Yeah.
When we get out of here, Sam is going to take up drinking.
Oh no!
Yeah, we're all gonna have a little
Never
PTSD
She'll be
from
like,
this.
I seen some stuff. You wouldn't believe it, man.
Poor,
Things
Sam,
I've seen.
poor Sam is like that Skyrim meme
See
of
this scar?
Yeah, literally.
that, you know, the
Ask me how I got it.
Yeah, I know exactly. Dinosaur. All right, so
You'll never believe it.
tomorrow night, obviously on the 4th, is Street Fighter, starting at 7 p.m. And then next week on Wednesday, we will have Star Wars Darkest Dawn again. So I'm excited to see what exactly happens to our friends from there after a failed astrogation check. And then on the 12th will be Ashland by Night's vampire game. I'm interested to see what's going to happen there and what is going to disappear and reappear. And if they're able to get up to 88 miles per hour. And then, of course, on Saturday, the 13th, is going to be our Marvel Superheroes game, Modern Age Heroes. So hopefully we can eventually get the team back to Strongford so they can meet up with our new player who is running around doing things. And anyways, thank you
like,
all
this
for...
is my city now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no.
Look at me. Look at me. This is my city now. So thank you guys all for hanging out with us and chatting or just watching. And I hope you guys check out the rest of our games from here on out. Take it easy and good night.
Night, everyone. Good night.